Hey friends, it's Abigail Avisi. Welcome back to Judgment Free Zone. We need vulnerability and empathy now more than ever. I hope you are able to find room for more curiosity, self-compassion, and empathy for yourself and others while you're here. I show up so you can too. Hey guys, welcome back to Judgment Free Zone. Today is my anniversary, and so I am going to have a conversation with my husband, Daniel.
Hi.
He really loves when I ask him to do this with me. But we're going to get to be a little bit more vulnerable with you guys and share a little bit more about our story. And he's going to share a little bit about his too. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy today's podcast. So, Daniel and I both were married before.
It's true to different people.
Hey, there are people out there who have gotten married to each other and then gotten back together.
No, we're not them.
No, we're not them. Okay, so you were married before.
I was.
How long were you married?
6 years? 6 years.
Okay, and you had kids?
One child.
One child.
Yes. She's now 9.
She's awesome.
She is.
Yeah, our little E-baby.
Yeah.
My bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were married. You got divorced.
We did.
What was that period like for you?
The divorce part or in between us
Whatever
and the
you
divorce
want to
part?
share with us.
Well, I mean, like, divorce isn't fun. That part sucked. And then it was really nice being alone. I think I was alone I just lived by myself and then at Ellison, but for like 2 years.
Did you date at all?
Over 2 years? No, you're the first.
First and last?
Yep, that's it.
Did you ever think you would get remarried again?
No. I'm still shocked I got remarried some days.
Yeah?
Yeah, but nope, never plan on getting remarried.
Not in a bad way,
no,
right?
not in a bad way.
I mean, I want everybody to be clear. I already know the answers to all of these questions. I am more sharing or asking the questions so you can learn more about Daniel. So, what were some of the things that led to your divorce? Have you, reflected on maybe, things that you...
Well, I think we got married too young, and at the end of the day, I mean, I'm not going to get into specifics and everything, but, at the end of the day, we were two young, unhealthy people that jumped the gun a little bit and got married when we shouldn't have, and...
what were some, red flags in the beginning that...
Just I mean, looking back now, it's all the, I don't know, trauma bonding stuff, and we ever should have gotten together. I mean, there were things that would come up that would be like, oh, this isn't right, but I went with it thinking oh, things will just magically change, and they don't.
Yeah. No, I totally hear you on that. So when you talked about trauma bonding, can you tell us, what that is and what that kind of looks like for people?
I guess it's being bonding and being attracted to somebody. I mean, whether it's a girlfriend or a significant other or even just a friend or whatever, but just basically two people getting drawn together through their traumas or triggers or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Trying to fulfill those holes too.
Yeah.
From the trauma.
I would argue most of the time it's probably unknowingly. You're doing it unknowingly, but yes.
Yes, unknowingly. I would agree. Yeah, because we've talked about how we know that you and I trauma bonded.
Yes, yeah, and then we trauma bonded.
Yeah, I remember when I was in a therapy appointment with Brittany, And, you know, you had asked me to marry you. And I was like, am I ready? Like, we trauma bonded. Like, we know we did. Like, we had been going to therapy, you know, and she was like, it was, you know, as much as I've worked on really trusting myself and knowing I work through things, like, it's always good for me to hear from Brittany. She's like my huge sounding board, you know that. But when she was like, no, like, you guys have worked really hard to get past that. Like, you're not in that percentile, I guess, which I was really thankful for. And I appreciate you because, you know, we wouldn't have been able to do that if we didn't do that together. Like, really work on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you didn't think you'd get married again?
No, I even told you I wouldn't get married to you again.
Yeah.
Or get married again.
Yeah, Ivory, you want to share that story? It's actually a really great story.
We were driving to Disneyland.
Yeah, it was our first vacation.
We weren't even out of the valley yet. I think we were like almost in Buckeye.
Yeah, in the desert.
Yeah. And
we were going to San Diego first, remember?
Whatever.
The tandem bikes.
We went to Disneyland. That's the point. So
it's always the point to go to Disneyland, Daniel.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, we were talking about it, like, would you ever get married again? I go, no. And you're like, yeah, I bet you will. I'm like, no, I won't. No, you could never talk me into it. I'd never get married again. And I was wrong.
What were you, like, when you were having that conversation with me, like, what was going through your mind? Like, were you nervous that, like, oh, this girl, like, wants to...
No, I was pretty sure. I was like, I mean, the whole... When we started dating, like, I really liked you. But I thought, like, I'm only taking it so far. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not... Like, I won't get married again. Like, if this is a long-term thing and it works out, then great. And if not, then it's not meant to be and whatever.
Yeah. When do you feel like that switched for you?
I don't know if I have an exact moment. But it was... I don't know the exact moment. I guess, like, I mean, you and I don't know. We talk so much.
Was it
like,
before or after you told me you loved me? Did you, like, really think about somewhere around that?
Yeah. It was like, I don't know. There wasn't, like, a super big, like, aha moment or anything like that.
Yeah. What has it been like for you going from 1 kid to 4?
Every day is a struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge thing. Like, I went from, like, 2.5 years of my house and my things and my way and my cleanliness and all of it to, like, a shitstorm that's never ending.
And not just by the kids, by me.
Yeah, everybody.
Daniel is very clean and organized, and it's a quality I do truly appreciate about you. I say that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I, like, want to be organized so bad. My brain just can't handle it. I mean, you see me all the time. Like, I'll go through and I'll do my, like, clean spree, right? Like, organize everything. And then it's, like, 3 months later. It's like my brain can't keep it up.
You're just, like, an all or nothing. It's like, oh, I'm going to clean today. And you, like, go balls to the wall and do an awesome job. When it's like, oh, I don't want to. It's like
because like your favorite days. I hear you all the time. Like, it's so hot when you go clean.
It's really hot when you clean. Yeah.
But how is, like, going back to the kids? Like, I mean, it's been really cool to watch your relationship with them grow.
Yeah, I mean, it's overall, like, I can see, like, just the benefit, and I have a lot to learn, and they teach me a lot and all of that stuff just on, like, myself and seeing the girls grow up and work through their things and all of that. Like, I think it gets all really, I think it's beneficial to everybody, not just me, but it's cool to see. But I mean, it also comes with all of its own struggles, I guess, like for me particularly. But I mean, I would say at the end of the day, I think it's more positive than it is negative, but we all have our struggles, and I think we're all learning as well.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel like when you had Ellison, like, you didn't want more originally. Do you feel like...
No.
that's benefited Ellison having siblings.
Yeah, and that's a big part of it too, is I think it's benefited Ellison a lot, like having you in her life as well as the siblings.
Oh,
I mean, the siblings I think are huge too. Like, I think there's a lot as a kid to learn off of just like having to share and be there for others and have other kids there for you, like that are your peers, not just your parents. And
yeah,
like I think there's a lot to gain out of all of it.
yeah. I think it's with the kids getting older too, it's been really cool to. I mean, they get to really learn how to interact with people right in their home, which I feel like a lot of people wouldn't really learn those skills or things until they're, in school in small moments or an adult.
Yeah, I mean that, and it just like a lot of that socially kind of stuff, like especially like, I mean, for people that don't know our kids, like Ellison is fairly introverted and
Much like you.
like she's used to like having her small circle of people and that's it. And then your girls are just like a tornado of noise and extroversion.
Yeah.
And so they're like, you can see that Ellison has picked up a lot of that, and she's way more comfortable around people, like generally speaking, and social and all of those things. And I mean, I attribute a lot of that to you and the girls.
Yeah. Well, it's just so funny. I mean, we've talked about it before, like, and I think Ellison is so much like you in this instance, is that I don't feel like you're introverted, but you'll talk about how, like, you get social anxiety, and I think Ellison does too. Like, it's overwhelming when there's too many people.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't know. Like, Ellison's loud and...
I mean, you can still... you see it at times with...
No, but that's what I'm saying with you too, though. But, like, to me, it's like, we'll go out or do things, and I'm like, what are you doing? And you're like, I have anxiety. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, I don't know. Or, like, you'll be really quiet, but with me, you're just you. Like, I feel like there is no lull in our conversations.
Well,
like,
yeah,
we just...
because I'm comfortable with
I
it.
know, that's what I'm saying, but I wouldn't understand that. I'm over here who is the one who does the podcast and talks to everybody. Or even the other day, like, we're an As You Wish for the twins' birthday, and
I was like ready to have a mental breakdown.
I see a lady that has, what do we call this?
Well, it's a CGM, or like my
Glucose
sensor.
Yeah, monitor. And I saw a lady with one, and we've been having trouble with his sensor. And so I saw one that has, like, it basically is like a
She always has like a clear,
that
like,
goes over it.
like a patch or tape.
And we've been kind of experimenting. And so I talked with her, but I was like looking at Daniel the whole time, and I could just like feel it off of him that he like literally hated me so much. And like, I was like, this woman can totally feel it too. Like, he's being a jerk face.
Well, it's like it's like I saw it happening in slow motion before it happened. Like, I noticed lady walk by, and I'm like, fuck, like, you're going to talk to her.
Oh my gosh.
And then, like, she'd walk by her table, because we were sitting right next to the paint, so you had to pass the table.
Which was
and so
also...
she walked past a couple times, and, each time I'm like, oh, man, like, dodge a bullet there. Abigail, I can get up. And finally, like, I look away, like, because I'm just watching people and whatever, and I look back, and Abigail's talking to her, I'm like, son of a bitch.
Oh, man. I want it said that you have said that you were super thankful.
No, I am, because we bought the exact patches that she's using, and they work phenomenally. So that's good. But I would have figured it out eventually.
Oh, yeah. That was, I wanted to say this side note, that was like probably our favorite part of As You Wish was Kenley.
Yeah, and then Kenley is like super impatient, so she finished her painting thing in like 20 minutes, where like Abigail and Zyla literally took 2.5 hours. So Kenley just decided to take it upon herself to go turn into an employee and work at the store. So she was cleaning out paintbrushes and switching people's stuff out of their tables and putting paint away.
She had this little apron on.
And she had an apron. And I mean, you couldn't tell. She even took a smoke break at one point. Like, It was pretty cool.
It was really funny.
Yeah,
it
and
was
she was
awesome.
loving
And
it.
Daniel was just like trying to get her to reach for high things.
Yeah, to take pictures.
Yeah.
It was cute.
It was really cute. Anyways, that was a whole tangent.
Yeah.
But, okay, back to us. Our anniversary, 1 year. We have made it.
1 year down.
We've been together over 4 now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Because I met...
Yeah, what, four and a half, I think.
Yeah. So, what has been... I'm on the spot here with you, but what has been, like, some of your... like, a couple, like, super highs, lows, things that you feel like you've learned, or...
I mean, I don't know. Like, that's a big question.
I know.
And there's a lot.
You know
going
how I
on.
feel about that.
But, I mean, I would say, like, what comes to mind the most is just, it's, like, the connection with you that I have. Like, I don't have that with anyone else. And so that is really cool. And then, I mean, just, like, thinking back to how it was 4.5 years, or I guess really, like, 4 years ago when I met the kids. But, like, just thinking back to all of that and how much, like, we have all grown, and, like, it's really cool to see. And, I mean, we really are a, big, mostly happy family. So
Yeah, we're the shit show.
we are the shit show, it even says on our door. But, yeah, we are, but we make it work. And, I mean, I, love our family to death. So it's really cool to be a part of that and seeing everybody grow and experiencing life, I guess.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah. I think that's something that, I've brought up for myself a lot lately, and something that I've said to you too is I think with both of us having, fairly traumatic pasts, that I've never been able to be a mess with somebody. And I really appreciate that, we get to be a mess together.
We really are. But no, seriously, yeah, I do. I mean, I think that's an important thing. And that, at the same time, too, is probably like the hardest thing, is just the amount of growth and learning that I realized I needed to do and still realize I need to do 4 years later is overwhelming.
Same. Same.
It's all good. It's a work in progress.
I think this year, honestly, I feel like, not that it happened on purpose or anything with our first year of marriage. I feel like we have had the biggest shift, like being married this year.
And with what?
Our relationship. Like, I don't think it was accounted to the, like, us getting married. I just think in general, like, between, like, therapy and retreats and, even my business, and there's just been a lot of, like, big shifts for our family.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll probably say that every year for the next handful of years. But maybe, I agree. I mean,
I'd like to have, like, a lull, I hope. Who knows?
Get a lull when the girls move out.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, how did you meet me?
I met you at Dutch Bros. You were a barista person, and I was somebody who really liked coffee. But I hated Dutch Bros.
Which is really ironic.
Yeah.
Like, he really is a grump, guys. Like, he doesn't like people. He's super introverted.
Dutch Bros is the opposite of where you want to go, because everybody's, like, in your face and wants to talk to you, and it's just, like, it's not the way. Outside of getting coffee, it's not the way I like to start my morning.
I don't understand.
I had, like, I used to take Allison through, like,
I know.
roughly once a week, and she'd get a muffin, and I'd get a coffee, and then I'd take her to school, and that was, like, our thing we did. And so, like, you obviously were there a lot. And, I mean, I did it, like, when I was still married, and then, like, after I got divorced, like, I was familiar with you.
Well, and that's the funny thing is we both went through our divorces at the same time.
Yeah, pretty much at the same time.
And we
didn't know. Like, I was never, I mean, I wasn't looking to date somebody. Even when we started dating, I wasn't like...
Yeah.
I mean,
well, you didn't even know that I was into you.
No. And I used to go through sometimes with my coworker too. And at one point she was like, oh, like that girl likes you. And I'm like, nah, they talk to everybody. Like, it's just what they do. She goes, no, I really think she likes you. And then after, I don't know, it was like a couple times or something, you said something like you were moving stores and you're like, oh, I'm moving stores this one. Like, hope to see you. It was like kind of weird. Not weird and like creepy weird, but weird like, oh, maybe she is into me type of thing. But she's also really nice, so who knows? I've like, like I do the whole like, hi, like, what are you doing today? All that bullshit. Like I've done it a billion times with you. So yeah, but you went to the other store and then, I don't know, we didn't see each other talk or anything. Yeah.
Remember?
And then Jordan ended up texting when you guys were out or whatever one night. And while you were on, you like asked like my Instagram or Facebook or something, and so I was looking at your stuff and whatever, and you noticed, and
it was like months of you liking my stuff and didn't say anything.
Yeah, I used to catch shit all the time because like when I was on Instagram and stuff, because like Nikki used to do that too. She'd be like, oh, you're like, you never have anything on there, or you never like do anything. It's like, you're creepy. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I just got in here to look at stuff. Like, I'm not trying to be weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like posting or putting my life out there. Like, doing a podcast with you is a struggle enough. But, yeah. So then it was history. Like, we started kind of like getting together and talking. And after, I don't know, a month or so of us talking and hanging out, like, I mean, we really hit it off. And
yeah. I mean, we were pretty inseparable.
Yeah, and then, like, what was it? I don't know, 4 to 6 months in, like, kids met, and they hit it off pretty well, and you guys were, all of a sudden you're staying over a lot, and then at one point you needed, like, I think you needed to move, or something was coming up, and so I'm like, well, move in here, and it's history.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a shit show ever since.
But I remember, again, like, totally platonic, like, when you would come through when you were married, and I was married, and had no idea, you know what I mean? Like, you were just another person.
Yeah, but it wasn't like really knew each other.
But that's what I'm saying. Hey, right, but that's what I'm saying. But then I remember you disappeared for, a while, and then you came back, and again, that's what I'm saying, that period we both went through our divorce. But it was like, of course, like, I'm noticing things with new eyes now. And, like, thought you were hot with your aviator glasses and your truck. And Oh, I was. You're even more hot now with your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, your suave hair. He lost a bet. And he had to grow out his hair. And he can't ever go back now.
Well, it's not true. That part of the bet's not true. I'm just being nice.
Whatever. Oh, stop. Anyways. But I was so nervous. I remember, like, going around. I remember seeing you outside one time and, like, talking to you and, like, running inside and being like, I swear he was married, guys. Like, I can't hit on him if he's married because, like, I'd never. And I couldn't figure it out. And I would talk to you and I would talk about the kids and I would, like, try to figure out if you were married, but I could not. I mean, it was months. I couldn't figure out if you were really married or not. And I was so scared to say anything. Yeah. So... Because you don't even like wearing a ring anyways. You do wear a ring.
I do wear a ring. And I wore a ring when I was married before too.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, people sometimes too. Like, I know you don't like wearing a ring, but...
Yes.
Yeah, that was like one of our things is I wasn't sure if I was going to change my last name when we got married just because it was easy with the kids, like my girls. And he really wanted me to have Lavisi. And I want him to wear a ring. So I took his last name.
I also have to wear a ring or I get hit on all the time.
Oh, yeah. It's because of the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, no, I'm super appreciative of you. And you do make me a better person. And I'm super thankful for you to be in the girls' lives.
No, I feel the same way. I mean, I'm impressed I got as far as I did without you.
Stop.
I'm serious.
Whatever.
And I'm like super thankful for you. I love you and the girls so much.
I love you too. I'm really thankful that you do things like this with me even when you're hesitant.
Yeah.
You really do your best to make me happy.
I try.
And I really appreciate it.
I'm glad you're recording this conversation.
Me too. I'm over here teary-eyed. And I love you a lot, though.
I love you.
You mean so much to me and the girls.
No,
I'm so thankful for our family. So
feeling is mutual.
Well, thanks for coming on. And thanks for being vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
And showing up.
I show up so you can too.
Stop. You're lame. Don't use my own thing against me.
It's not against you.
It's with me?
Yes, it's with you. It's in conjunction with you.
Okay. Anyways, thanks guys for listening in this week. I hope that you enjoyed Daniel's and my conversation. Keeping it short and sweet because we're enjoying our vacation, our little 1-year honeymoon.
Yep.
In California. So, what?
I don't know if it's a honeymoon. We had a honeymoon, but
I said 1-year honeymoon. I get to call whatever I want.
I'm well aware.
Thanks. Okay. Anyways, have a great week, guys, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, friends, for listening in. If you found this helpful, please subscribe, share, and leave a review. If you'd like to be more involved in our community, hop over to Instagram and find me at Abigail Lavisi. Keep showing up. I will too. See you next time.